See over there.
Hi everyone, we are live.
Hi.
What's your dog doing?
She's really excited about her toy, and so she's rolling around on top of it, but she's also like tunneling under the blankets.
Oh,
So she's a crazy gal.
so cute. Anyways, welcome to our June live show discussion of DIAL A for Aunties by Jesse Q Sutanto. I am so excited to talk about this book with you.
Mm-hmm.
It was a chaotic time.
It was great.
It was like wild. I've been wanting to read this book for so long that I thought it came out way earlier than it did. Like, I thought this was like 2019, like forever ago. I'm pretty sure it was 2021. And I'm like, how is that even possible? Yeah, 2021.
I even thought it came out earlier than that. Like, I was getting like 2018, 2019 vibes.
Right?
What?
I have a first printing. That's exciting.
Oh.
I just saw the dedication. I don't think I saw that before. For Mama and Papa, who would definitely help me move a dead body.
I love
Good to know.
Mm-hmm.
Good to know, Jesse. I loved this book. I really enjoyed it.
So fun. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like, I feel like when a book is so hyped up, like this book was everywhere when it first came out. I feel like no one really talks about it anymore. I know there's like some sequels as well.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like no one talks about it anymore, but it was everywhere when it first came out. I know Lisa loves it. Like, people love this book. And so I was really worried. Right. And then also letting all that time pass and like kind of just like letting it like simmer in my brain of like all this hype. I was worried. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, literally she texted me, she was like, I'm 100 pages in, and then later that night she's like, I finished it. And I was like, huh? I was
it
like,
wasn't even like that much time. Like, it was like a couple hours max.
Yeah. I was like, what the heck?
I just like, yeah, I was kind of giggling to myself when I did that because I don't think you like messaged in between, or like maybe you did, I don't know. But like I felt kind of silly. I was like,
yeah.
It was just like,
but then I got to the second half and I was like, oh, I see how you read it so fast.
Yeah.
Now. Like, it makes sense.
You just had to keep reading. I think the very, very beginning had me a little worried because I feel like you really just like jump into like the chaos of her family really fast.
Mm-hmm.
And it was really hard to like keep track of all the aunties and like all of that. But like once like we got past that and like I was kind of more familiar with all the characters because there are a lot of aunts going on, like a lot of people, which I feel like is just like, you know, masterful dog. It's just like a masterful skill because that's so many characters that are basically in every single scene. Like it's a lot to deal with, and I feel like she did do it well. You just like had to get adjusted to it a little bit. But once I got past that, I was like, this, like I need to know what's going on in this book. Like I need to know
I couldn't
all
stop
that
reading it.
Yeah, you just had to know. Like how is she gonna get away with this murder?
Yeah, and then things just kept happening, and I was just like,
a little twist.
Give this girl a break.
I was writing my review for it in my little like reading review journal yesterday. Because I was catching up. I hadn't written reviews in a little while. And I think I said something along the lines of like the whole concept of this book of like a chaotic, like accidental murder, and then like getting all your aunts to help you like cover it up, set during an already chaotic wedding.
Yeah.
Perfect. So that wedding was unhinged.
Oh yeah. It was
like there was so much, even without like the murder plot line, that wedding already would have been chaos. Like, oh, so fun. So fun.
It was good.
And I really do want to read the sequels. I think there's one that's still coming out. I don't think it's out yet. But there's a sequel, and I think Lisa didn't like it as much as this one. And I can't remember what it's about, but I am curious to like get into them, see more from these characters. I want to see more from the relationship, even though I did have some issues with the relationship and like just the main, like the love interest in general, which we will get to when we actually discuss the book in detail in like 2 seconds. I did write notes in my phone. I meant to transcribe them more organized into my like Besties Books journal. I did not. So here we are. I realized that as I was like setting up my computer. I was like,
whoopsie,
my bad. But I do have notes on my phone. Which again is basically just like page numbers and comments like what the fuck. So here we are.
Amazing.
Do you have any general thoughts you want to get out of the way first?
I was nervous to read it at first. Of course. Can you hear her squeaker?
Yeah.
She's having such a good time. But I was nervous at first, but like as soon like the first sitting, like I got 50 pages in right away. And then I put it down for a few days. Because I picked up a different book. And then I read the rest of it in another sitting. And I was sat in one spot the whole time, just like reading it. I really liked it.
Yeah. It was such a fun time. I don't know how many more times I can say that, but it was just like as fun and chaotic as you would expect. Like just from like the get-go, like I think my first comment, part 1 page. So it's like not even like the story yet. It's just the page that says part 1, and I was already like, what the hell? Girl meets boy. There might be insta love, and also someone might die. We'll see.
Yeah, I loved how the parts were named. Those were my favorite.
Yeah, I love writers who can like be creative and like witty like that, and like chapter titles, or like I do not possess that. I can be a witty person, but I find I cannot be witty on demand on paper.
Yeah, I tried it before, but it didn't really go very well.
It's a very natural kind of witty where it just like blurts out of me, and then I'm like, where did that come from? So couldn't replicate it if I tried. So yeah, I love all of that. But the absolute chaos at the beginning of I don't remember the characters' names. Medellin. Do they call her Medi? They call her Medi, don't they? I was like writing my review, and I'm like, I have no idea what these characters' names are. But like just the fact that the mom was like talking to this dude on a dating app or like whatever as Medi. The chaos of it, like what?
Yeah. And she was like, oh, it's fine. I'm just trying to find you a nice boyfriend. I thought this would be a lovely way. And the way that she was just like, oh, by the way, you have a date tonight. And Medi was like,
he gave me the ick. I hated him.
Oh, immediately. Even like during the date when she was saying that like he just kept laughing and like talking about how rich he was and how he like owned this motel and all that stuff.
My second note.
Bro.
I'm like, Jake gives me the ick OMG when he mentions how rich he is. Ew.
And he kept doing it too. And she was like, it was fine at first, but then he just kept going. I was like, oh, sir.
I wish I had a note of like the specific moment that like gave me the full-on ick. Just like everything that came out of his mouth was just like, oh yeah. I was working in finance right out of college, worked on Wall Street for a while, and then I thought, well, I've made a fortune, a couple of fortunes really. Sir? And then he's like, Jake has a way of dropping little obnoxious hints about how rich he is. So rich that when I sweat, I drip diamonds.
Yeah. No thanks.
What about that makes you think is going to attract somebody? Maybe a gold digger. That's who you will attract, not someone genuine. Maybe that's what you want. Maybe you want a gold digger. I don't know why.
No.
That's the vibe you're giving, sir.
It was just funny because like any time that she'd mention like he was like laughing about it, all I could imagine was like this really posh like ha 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 kind of laugh. Like that's just like all I heard.
And then like the whole part, like the end of the date when like she's a little tipsy, whatever, right? And she's like, I'm gonna call a Lyft. She's being responsible, you know. She's like, I'm not gonna drive. And he's like, no, let me drive you. Give me your keys.
Yeah, that part I was like, hello.
You just met and you want to drive her car. I would never. I have like a bug bite on my leg or something. It's like really itchy. And then he's like really trying hard to like convince her, like giving her all these like logical reasons, and like that's why she like finally agrees to it.
Yeah, that part just made me so like upset. Like it just made me so mad. I was like, why?
And he's like, I have other cars I can drive. Disgusting. Yeah, disgusting. Anyways. Yeah. And then like All right, I put things, this is in all caps. I was like, things took a turn so quickly in the car. What the fuck, sir?
Yeah.
Like, he wasn't that awful, like, on the date. He was just kind of icky. Why are you talking about how rich you are? Well, like, all in all, like, he wasn't, like, the worst.
Yeah.
And then the second they get in the car, he gets really pushy and, like, really, like, touchy-feely.
Oh, yeah, and then he was just like, I forgot what he said exactly, but...
So you want to play it like that, huh?
Oh, mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And then she's like, I think I'm feeling okay now. You can just stop right here and I'll drive the rest of the way back myself. And then he pouts. He pouts like a child. And leave me stranded in the middle of nowhere? She did not ask you to drive her car, sir. You forced her to. Ugh, disgusting.
Yeah. Well, and then he, like, brought them to, like, somewhere she didn't even want to go.
Yeah, he was, like, going, like, some weird way or something. Like, yeah, this, the sickening realization hits me. I might actually die tonight. Bile rushes up my esophagus. I can't tell how long I sit there frozen while we speed even farther away from civilization. I no longer recognize my surroundings. Outside, there are only what look like abandoned factories. There is no one to save me.
Yeah.
And I don't like we're just having fun, right? Like, clearly she is not having fun. Hello, Lisa!
Hi.
And he's like, don't be such a cheese. Don't be such a cheese. Don't be such a tease. I know you're not shy. Those texts you sent me, I know you're a dirty girl deep down inside. So I'll tell you how this goes. We're going to find a nice spot and get real cozy. Oh, so I just loved the whole part where, like, she's talking to her mom afterwards about, like, his behavior and stuff like that. And then she sees the text and she's like, what did you do?
Mm-hmm.
Like, those emojis. She's like, he's going to cook you eggplant.
Yeah. That's your favorite food.
So sweet. Now, no.
Oh, sweet.
So, sweet lady.
Like, she genuinely, like, didn't know. And then even, like, fourth aunt, I think, she was just like, yeah, everyone knows what this means.
Yeah. Okay, wait, I have a note about it, but I didn't put what page it was on. I was like, this just gives me such secondhand embarrassment.
Mm.
Okay, wait, I found them.
Mm-hmm. Lisa said, love that this is what the discussion is when I join, LOL. Yep.
Is what it is. Yeah, So he's like, so want to meet up? And her mom, as Medi, says, yes, so happy you ask. Now, yesterday my body not taste so delicious, but today is better. Because, yeah. Because it's supposed to mean, like, not feeling well, but its literal translation is body not delicious.
Oh.
And then he's like, oh, wow, okay, damn, girl, you're even thirstier than I thought. Haha, no, not thirsty. I have a lot to drink. Quite wet now.
Quite wet now. Mm-hmm.
Like, it just, like...
Yeah.
It could not have gone worse. Like, she meant so well. She had such good intentions. Poor lady. He's like, wow, damn, if I'd known, I would have asked you out sooner. Eggplant. How you know eggplant my favorite?
Oh.
It is, huh? Well, I've got a real big one for you. And she's like, I love man. Like, the secondhand embarrassment, I was, like, cringing.
Yeah.
Like, I almost, like, how do you look away without, like, looking away? Kind of vibe. Like, how do I keep reading without looking at this page?
Right.
It's like that moment where, like, you need the audiobook so you just, like, keep listening and you don't have a chance to, like, stop and think about what you're listening to. Because that was difficult to get through. It was hard.
I was, like, holding my book like this. I was like, oh.
Oh, yeah.
And then, you know, she felt so bad, too, afterwards. And, like, she figured out what it was. Like, she really had, like, the best intentions, too.
Truly.
Like, oh.
And then, like, the end of the next page, like, poor Medi is, like, trying to explain to her mom that, like, they were, like, basically sexting and he was just really horny and, like, whatever. And Ma's hand flies to her mouth again. Medi, did I get boy killed because I say I want to eat his eggplant? The chaos of them.
And the fact that they were just so willing to just like help with the body, like no questions asked. They were just like, oh yeah, no big deal. I was like, okay.
We love that family bond. It's amazing. True.
Yeah, they're there for each other.
Also,
and,
go ahead.
I was just gonna say the part where like they see him like in her trunk, and there's like his face is covered, and then like her mom, and she's like, oh, see, I raised her so well. She's so respectful. And she's like, Mom, I literally have a dead man in my trunk.
Literally. I loved them all so much. Like just little things that they would say. So good.
Yeah.
I was just gonna ask you what you thought of like the kind of like alternating timelines that we were getting for a bit at the beginning.
I liked it. I think I liked it. But I was confused.
I liked the flashbacks of her and the dude. Nate? Was it Nate?
Yes, Nate or Nathan.
Nathan, I think it's Nathan. If I could see it.
I think it's Nathan.
See, I just don't know anything. What right do I have to talk about? It's Nathan. But I think I liked the flashback scenes with them more than I liked the current present day scenes with them.
I agree. Because like right from the get-go, this is like jumping a bit, but he's like, I miss you so much. I've been thinking about you all the time. And he was just very like strong about it too.
And I'm like, years have passed since they were together, since they broke up. And they broke up very abruptly. That was my next note. And that's like why I wanted to bring this up. My next note was like, oh, like this breakup hurts. I was like liking them together. But like it just came out of nowhere. He was angry. He's like, what the hell, Medi? Like what, like, you know. And he's like, how long have you been feeling this way? And she just completely lies out of her fucking ass. And like he's clearly like upset about it, and it's very abrupt. He was not expecting it. She also was like not planning on doing that.
Yeah, it just happened.
And they just never talk again. And then the first time they see each other, he's like, wow, it's so good to see you. I'm just like, okay.
If I were him, I would be
pissed.
upset. I'd be like, why are you here?
I'd be like, I have some things I need to ask you. We need to clear the air. I'm pissed. Why'd you do that? Like, I wouldn't immediately be like, they didn't even talk about it, I don't think, did they?
I don't think so. I think they did, like, at the end, like, after everything, but... Maybe.
You think that would happen, like, a lot sooner, and then he would be like, oh my god, like, I missed you, like, I understand now. But he was just totally accepting of, like, everything that she was doing. And it kind of really bothered me. And, like, we'll get to it more in the end, but, like, just the way his whole character was just, like, so okay with everything. Like, he found out about the murder. He kind of, like, suspected the murder. And was totally chill about it. Like, without even knowing, like, the motivations behind it. Like, he didn't know how it happened, why it happened. He just knew. There was a dead body. She was responsible. And then he was so willing to, like, take the fall for it. And I was like, sir.
Yeah.
Your whole life is on the line right now.
Yeah.
To go down for a murder you did not commit for a woman that you have not seen in years and that you have not, like, properly resolved things with. Just wild. I think I wanted a lot more from the relationship, which is why I want to read the next book, because I know that, like, they're still, like, main characters. But I'm just like, I wanted so much more.
Yeah.
Honestly, Nathan is written like the perfect man with absolutely no flaws, and it's like, okay, that's nice in comparison to everything else going on, but also no one is this perfect.
Yeah.
See, I don't mind, like, the perfect man when there's so much else going on, like in Counting Down with You by Tashi Bouillon. I know Tashi specifically wrote Ace to be, like, the perfect guy for Karina, and, like, you know, if he did make a mistake, like, he rectified right away, or, like, you know, really learned from those mistakes. And it was because she knew that Karina already had so much going on with anxiety and with her family that she really just wanted, like, one good thing. But that book didn't involve murder. You know, like, I think it's, like, I don't think the beginning part of it where, like, he's so, like, willing to, like, forgive her and, like, he misses her, I don't think that would bother me in the grand scheme of things. If he was just a bit more taken aback with the whole murder thing.
Yeah.
Because I think that is just extremely unrealistic. I think even if you were, like, together already for, like, those years, right? Like, if they'd been together since college, let's say, and he found out she murdered somebody, I don't think you would be as, like, accepting. Even then, you'd be like, what the hell?
Yeah, like...
I don't think he should, like... I think it's one thing for her family to like be okay with it. They know the context of it at the beginning, and they're like, ride or die from Eddie. That's fine. So I think it's one or the other. Like, somebody has got to find this weird.
Yeah.
It's one person. And I think it should have been Nathan. I think he should have been a little bit more like.
Yeah. Well, because even when like the cops came and like the dead body, he was just like, "Oh yeah, I know it was you. Like I know that like that was."
He's like, yeah, I kind of suspected. Like when
yeah,
it
and he just
showed
said
up.
it so casually too. I was like, "What?"
Yeah, I'm like, you guys are like acting weird all day, like with the cooler. Like I kind of thought, like, sorry.
I kind of figured. Yeah, it's very interesting.
It was very interesting. I do have like that page marked later on, so we'll get to it more and like the specifics of everything. But that is like I think that's my real only issue with this book is just like Nathan, which is so disappointing because I really like I loved him in the flashback scenes. Loved them together. I was like, I'm so ready for this like second chance romance vibe.
Yeah, and I got excited too when she was like, it was Nathan, and then his character just wasn't how it was, and like how you'd expect him to be too. Because like he didn't even like.
He seems kind of like completely different.
Yeah.
Almost from like the past and the present. Like why? Just why? I don't know. I'm really glad he got his little like hotel dream though. That was very cute.
Yeah, that's good.
Oh my god, page 82. We'd have to cut him up first.
Yeah, that part I was like, wait a second, slow down.
Yeah, and they're like, I think he's a bit too tall to fit in a trash bag. There's a typo there.
Oh,
no, never mind. Ignore me. Yeah, we'd have to cut him up first. Fourth aunt says, her eyes shining with what I can only describe as horrified glee. Has she always been this murderous? Have they always been this blasé about chopping bodies up? Such silly idea, Ma scoffs. So messy, and the garbage bags always leak. You will make a big mess in my garage.
And then they got in an argument about which trash bag she uses.
Yeah, I told you to buy Glad brand. Haven't you seen their ads? Glad bags will hold his cut-up body just fine, no leaks. Pretty sure that when Glad was planning their marketing campaign, they didn't think their target market would be a bunch of middle-aged Chinese women arguing about how to best dispose of a body. My toe just cracked so loud. I don't know if you could hear that. It was loud. Or wrap him up like a burrito. And then like, okay. Another thing that did kind of bother me a little bit. I get it for like the twist factor of it all. And like, you have to put yourself in their shoes, right? Like, she's overwhelmed. She just thought she killed somebody, she's going crazy. Overwhelmed that like all of her aunts are there trying to help her cover this up. It's a very overwhelming time. I'm sure she's in just like, like, I don't even know. But then she's like, maybe we should just like check his pulse.
Yeah, because he was still warm.
Right? The whole time. They're like, he's still warm. Should he still be warm? And I'm like, I'm pretty sure you go cold quite quickly. Because like you've got no circulation happening at that point.
Yeah.
And you should also like aren't they more stiff when you're dead, or like rigor mortis? Like how long does it take for rigor mortis to set in? If I reread A Good Girl's Guide to Murder.
Yeah, I was just gonna say Pip told me, but I don't remember.
But like surely like he like there's no way he'd be warm. So like yes.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Yes. Yeah, and like don't they check his pulse?
I think she checked it before like she put him in the trunk. But she couldn't feel anything. Because I don't remember if she checked on his wrist or if it was his neck.
Here's his wrist. Without giving myself time to chicken out, I grab Jake's wrist, cringing, and feel for a pulse. Oh, God, this is so gross. I feel about pressing here and there, but my hand is trembling too hard and my palm is all sweaty. And then the fourth end is just like, he's clearly dead.
Yeah. Well, I think that too, like, they just didn't want to touch it. Like,
yeah.
I guess.
But then she's like, oh, he is still warm. Would have thought he'd have gone all stiff. Maybe because it's such a warm night.
Yeah.
Like, I think they're trying to like rationalize it and like everything is going crazy. And we trust. She knows everything. Oh my God, A Good Girl's Guide to Murder comes out on Netflix next month.
Oh, when is it coming out? Is it next?
It's beginning of like August, I think. It's already out like in the UK, I think. I think I've seen some like mixed things about it. I've been trying not to like look too much into it, but I also don't remember the book that well, so I feel like I'm just not gonna care. But I'm excited.
Did you finish the series or just the first?
I did. Peyton, not Peyton. Peyton bought me this one, The Reappearance of Rachel Price.
I read that one recently.
But I recently bought As Good as Dead at HomeSense. It was $10.
Ooh.
So that's the only one
August
I own.
1st, Lisa says.
Oh, thank you. In Lisa we trust.
Mm-hmm. I'll be counting down the days.
It's gonna be a good time.
So,
yeah, I'm just like, come on. Like, multiple times you're mentioning how warm he is. I'm like, there's no way this guy's dead. Like, he's not dead.
I had the feeling that he was still alive.
I'm like, there's no way that Jesse is just gonna point out this many times that he is still warm for him to actually be dead.
Yeah.
So then we get to page 108. Yeah. Boy not dead.
Yeah. Like, imagine like how scared he felt though. Like he was just in a freezer.
Honestly, I feel bad.
Yeah.
But also I don't.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything we'd piled on top of Jake last night, the blankets, the baking supplies, are still inside, but instead of a neat pile hiding his body, they're now a mess. Packs of flour open, white powder, and colorful sprinkles all over. And Jake, I have to look away before I lose my shit, because Jake, oh god, Jake, he not dead last night, Big Aunt says. Her voice coming out all days. When we put him inside cooler, he's still alive. Yeah. And I just love that Ma's like, that's my Lily guy.
Oh yeah.
And then, as one, we all stare at Ma, who's staring at Jake. Jake, who's in a very different position than what we left him in last night. Jake, whose mouth is frozen open in what must have been a cry for help. Jake, who is being prodded in the head by a carrot-wielding Ma. I just checked to see maybe he's sleeping. Maybe we can wake him up.
Oh.
Love her. Maybe. I don't know. Kind of had it coming, didn't he?
Yeah. But it was just funny to me, like, for the rest of the book, like, her mom just kept, like, talking about, like, lilies, and she was like, my lilies.
Yeah, what am I gonna do about my lilies? Fair, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay. You don't need Lily. Your arrangements still be very pretty. Yeah, and then just, like, the whole twist that, like, he's not who they thought he was. Was also, like...
Jake's not actually Jake. And then there was another plot point that came in involving him that was like,
chaos.
Excuse me?
Yeah. Yeah, crazy.
Absolutely wild.
I did like the twist that, like, he wasn't actually dead. I think it's funny because, like, obviously, like, she attacked him in self-defense, right? But then, like, she technically, like, did just murder him. She didn't realize she was murdering him when they put him in the cooler. And, like, at that point, it implicates everybody. Now, like, everybody else is not just aiding her and covering it up. They have now also murdered him along with her.
Yep.
Which is, like, kind of sad.
Just adds to it, yeah.
Like, the poor ants.
Yeah.
Crazy. Oh, right. Okay. My next note is about Maddie kissing Nathan.
Oh,
stop
yes.
him from opening the cooler. Random.
Yep.
And, like the whole, like, thing of them trying to, like, transport this cooler, because the cooler was supposed to be the bakery, and then the, like, helper person moved it to the venue with a fucking dead body inside of it. And so they had to try to get this cooler out, and everyone's like, what are you doing down here? Aren't you the photographer? Why are you in the kitchen? It's like, I just need to help my aunt with something. Like, it's fine. Like, the chaos of it all. I loved it so much. And, like, the cooler's so heavy they can't move it, and then Nathan just keeps trying to butt his helpful little hand in. Crazy. And then Nathan looks down at the cooler and cocks his head to one side. Is that? Oh god, it is. It's a corner of Big Ant's blanket sticking out like a fucking woolen tongue. I watch as Nathan moves in slow motion and reaches down to open the cooler. And I do the only thing I can. The thing I've been dreaming of doing for the last 4 years. I grab his broad shoulders, feeling his muscles under my fingers, and pull him back to face me. Medi. I don't wait for him to finish speaking. I reach up, still pulling him down, and let our mouths meet in a fervent kiss.
See, like, her feelings towards him, I feel like I understand more because, like, she didn't really want to break up. Like, that, she didn't want to.
Yeah.
So, like, it makes sense on her end.
She's been pining for him for all these years and, like, regretting what she did. And he, like, what's he been doing in the last 4 years? Has he been also pining after her? Even after she, like, impromptu, just, like, abruptly broke up with him and, like, gave no proper explanation, like, no good explanation. Because
I feel like he was also planning on proposing as well, because when, like, she breaks up with him, he says something. He was like, "Oh, I was going to," and then he cuts off his sentence, and he was like, "Never mind." Like, yeah. At least that's the vibe I got from that.
I did too. I just completely forgot about it.
Yeah, that part made me so sad. I was like, "Oh my god!"
So that just makes me angrier because why are you so, like, forgiving and willing? When you were literally going to propose to this woman and she just randomly, abruptly breaks up with you and gives you some bullshit excuse.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Nathan needs a little self-respect, I think.
Yeah.
My toe cracked again. I've got old bones. This is ridiculous. Like, oh my god, when I was in California at Disney, my knee was fucking killing me. Okay, like, I could not bend my knee. Like, about halfway through the trip without it hurting. And I'm like, I'm 24. Yeah. Like, this should not be how it is.
Wait, which knee?
The left knee.
Oh, my right knee is my troublemaker.
And then it's funny because I think my mom saw, like, a bruise or something on my other knee. Or something to do with my other knee. And she said, maybe that's why it's hurting. I'm like, that's the wrong knee.
Wrong knee, mother.
Wrong knee. I just, like, I don't move. I sit down at a chair all day, and that's why my knees are the way they are. And then, oh my god, I was thinking about it recently. This is completely off topic. Still to do with bones, though. My neck has always bothered me my entire life, right? Like, it gets sore. My head feels too heavy for my neck sometimes. Like, I cannot sit in, like, a car or, like, sit somewhere for too long without, like, having somewhere to rest my head. It's ridiculous. And, like, no one understands. And I'm like, my head is too heavy. Like, it doesn't help that I've got, like, a shit ton of hair.
Yeah.
Like, my neck is bad. Like, it was kind of worse when I was a kid because, like, if I would move it, it would crack. I'm like, this is so weird. And I also hate the sound of cracking bones. It's disgusting. And I was, like, thinking about it recently. I'm like, maybe it's because I fell off of my sibling's bunk bed when I was 4. I just, like, fell flat on my back.
That would do it.
The wind was, like, completely knocked out of me, that, like, I wasn't breathing for, like, a little bit. And my mom was freaking out that I was dead.
Oh.
I'm like, maybe I, like, injured my neck and nobody knew. And that's why it, like, is so weird. And that's why I've got, like, back pain all the time. Now, I have no way to prove this. It's just what sounds right in my head.
I mean, it makes sense.
I mean, I also fell off a slide when I was a kid. It was, like, a really long slide at, like, my elementary school, but it was, like, before I was in the school. I was, like, 4 or something. 4 was a hard year. Jeez. I, like, fell, apparently, just, like, kind of toppled off the very top of the slide. Like, I hadn't even started going down yet. I just kind of, like, flopped over.
Yeah.
That was also the year I got my arm stuck in an elevator, so.
Oh, no. 4 was not a good year for you.
No, and, like, it's so funny. I think I was talking to Lorena about it recently, and she's like, you were so not, like, an adventurous person, but you have had so many weird injuries.
Yeah.
For someone who, like, just doesn't do anything. Like, I've fallen off the tires at school, like, the little, like, play tires. I fell off the slide. I fell off my bunk bed. Arm in the elevator. Did I already say that? I don't know. Just, what was I doing? Like, I never climbed a tree in my life. Like, I'm so timid. Like, I hated, like, the, like, bouncy houses or, like, the, like, you know, like a McDonald's birthday, they had, like, the play places. Hated those things. I hated anything that was, like, I have to crawl around with other kids and these weird things. I'd make my dad go with me. Poor dude. I'm like, I can't do it.
Yeah. Well, because I think it's, like, the enclosed spaces plus other kids. You're just like, no. I'm good.
And anxiety. Have it, like, literally, if someone were to ask me, like, what was the first time you ever felt anxious, I would not have an answer for you. There is no beginning.
Yeah, that's how I am. It's just always been there.
It's always been there. Like, I saw a critique. This is so off topic. I saw a critique about Inside Out 2. Where they were like, I kind of hate that anxiety just comes when she turns 13. Like, she becomes a teenager and all of a sudden, there it is. when that's not everybody's experience. Like, that does not come with puberty. Sometimes it's just always there. And I'm like, that is me. Like, I appreciate anxiety in that movie, and I like the movie. But it got me thinking. Like, I kind of wish that fear had kind of like morphed into anxiety a little bit in the movie.
Oh, that would have been cool.
Right? So, like, it's not now just about the things that, like, she can see that he's protecting her from, but also the things she can't see. But then again, I also just liked the character of anxiety with Maya Hawke, so
yeah,
can't win. Or like maybe
the only comment like I've seen about that is they're just like Riley was able to get her stuff together in 3 days, and I'm still going. I was like, yeah.
Yes, I did turn 4, and it's been downhill ever since. You are correct. Yeah.
Yes.
Was the time before anxiety?
No.
Because like I can trace it back as far as like 3, maybe. Because I remember I was at my own birthday party and I was sobbing because there was like attention on me, I think, and I didn't like it.
How do you remember 3?
Because it was a very traumatic birthday. I also had like this little like baby doll that my mom got me when I was a baby, and love her to pieces, but like she got a little ratty. I called her Dirty Baby.
Oh.
And I like just like refused to let my mom wash her. I was like, she is Dirty Baby. If you clean her, she's no longer Dirty Baby. So like, what do you mean?
Cute.
Still have her. She's on my bed. Anyways, that's embarrassing. I love her to pieces. I was trying to put lip gloss on her one time, and she still vaguely has like a sparkle in her mouth. Crazy.
I love Dirty Baby.
So my grandma, very well intentioned, tried to buy me a new one. They had like a new version of it. She tried to buy it for me. And I have photos, and I vividly remember it. I don't think I'm just remembering it from the photos, but I remember clutching the new doll to my chest and just sobbing, because I'm like, this is like, my poor grandma, like, was so nice and bought it for me, and I'm just there like, I don't want this, like, this isn't my baby. So then she was dubbed Clean Baby, and she's in a garbage bag in storage right now, whereas Dirty Baby's on my bed. So.
Dirty Baby superior.
Yeah. I just remember freaking out. I remember a 7th birthday party for my friend, and my mom dropping me off, and like my friend was like waiting outside the door because they were taking photos of her with every friend that came to the party outside. So I could see her, I could see her mom, I could see my other friends. My mom's like, just go up there. Like, I don't need to go up there with you. I'm just gonna drop you off. You can walk up there. And I threw a fit. Like, I had a panic attack, crying and like hyperventilating, because I'm like, no, I can't just walk up this sidewalk by myself. I need you to come with me. And she didn't get it. Or like, why is this turned to like a therapy session about my anxiety? Okay. Nothing to do with this book. So sorry.
It's just how our live shows go.
Truly. We're like this far into the book.
I know.
But I also remember, like, you know, like you're in a fast food place, right? And you forget the ketchup, or you forget
the ketchup.
And my mom's like, go up there and get it. What do you mean, go up there and get it by myself?
The funny thing about that, though, is I'm able to do it for other people, but I cannot do it for myself. Like, if someone else is, like, too anxious to do it, I'm just like, oh, I got it. It's fine. But then when it comes to me, I'm just like, I can't do it. I'm scared.
There is something that happens when you are around somebody. It rarely ever happens for me. But there is something that happens when you are around somebody who is more anxious than you are, where, like, your anxiety, like, takes a backseat.
Yeah.
Right?
Just like, oh, they're anxious enough for the two of us.
Poor Lorena is always that person for me. Like, she's anxious, but I'm 10 billion times more anxious. And so she always has to, like, do things for me. And I always feel so bad, because I also know she hates talking to people. But she, like, will always order me, like, a drink or something. Or, like, you know, it's very nice. Anyways. Enough of that.
Anyway.
Yeah, okay. I don't even know how we got on this topic.
I don't know either.
Okay. We're talking about my toe cracked. I think it just spiraled.
Oh yeah, and then it went to bones, and then
yeah. We traced it back. We're good. Wow, there's a whole big chunk where I just did not write any notes. So what happened? What happens here? Could not tell you. So sorry. I was telling Alyssa before we jumped on that I read a book on vacation. The second I finished it, could not tell you what happened in the book. Like, it's worse than normal. I have no idea what happened. Could not tell you the characters' names. Could not tell you, like, their first kiss. Could not tell you the conflict in their, like, relationship. Like, I had just finished it, and I was like, head empty. Like, literally no clue. Not goddamn clue in my head. Yeah. Okay, so this one's about him seeing the dead body for the first time. He goes to her. Yeah. He goes to her hotel room, and there's just a dead body in her
Just sees
bed.
his feet, and he's
Yeah.
like, "Oh, who's that? Like, I thought you weren't seeing anybody." And she was like, "Oh."
I felt so bad for him in that moment, though. I was
did.
like, this poor dude. Like, she kissed you, and then, like, you see, like, a dude in her bed, and you just, like, you're not gonna assume that it's a dead body.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. I either, like, remember, like, just very key moments, or, like, I don't know anything at all. Like,
I remember more. There's, like, two parts to it. I remember if I really love a book, I remember how I felt while reading it.
Mm-hmm.
Will not remember the specific details of anything. Right? Which is why doing, like, my favorite video or favorite books of the year video at the end of the year is so hard. Because I'm like, I know I loved this book. I don't know why.
I can't tell you why.
I'm about to film my mid-year book freakout tag today, hopefully, if it's not too hot in my room, to do it without my fan. And I, like, have no fucking clue.
Oof. Good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck, Charlie.
Yes. And then also the other side of it is, like, if I don't like a book, I tend to remember way more. It sticks with me way more if I don't like it, which is so rude. Because I don't like to talk negatively about books on my channel anymore. It's like rude. Because then, like, yeah. Anyway. Yeah, I'm so proud of you. Always. Yeah. So my note is Nathan seeing the dead body and thinking Betty has a guy in her room. I'm dead.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because he's like, is there a guy in your bed? And then she goes, a supernova goes off in my head. Oh God, he's seen the body. He's seen the body. Yeah. And then instead of a look of horror, though, what settles on Nathan's face is disappointment. I thought you weren't seeing anyone. And he's like, he feels so betrayed. And, like, even after this man is not mad at her.
I know. Because there was like a scene after that where they were just talking casually too, and he's like, "No, it's fine. Like, I get it." I was like,
yeah. And then I love, because there's, like, a part right after that when he's like, oh, like, it's fine, and she's, like, awkward, and he's like, whatever. And she's like, a small part of me wants to shout, no, it's not a boyfriend, just some blind date I killed last night. He means nothing to me. I swear, I didn't even know his real name before I killed the guy. Yeah.
I really can't do that.
I know. And then she's like, but I stay there, blinking idiotically, letting the love of my life think I'm some cheating asshole who would go around making out with him while I'm still attached to some guy who's apparently napping in my room. And I'm like, the way that you say that, the dude should be pissed at you.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, he is thinking that she's some cheating asshole, but, like, he's like, anyway, I'll see you around. I'm just like, why does he not get angry about anything? He's too chill. Too chill. And I realized this whole book is chaotic. Like Lisa said, something had to, like, not be chaotic.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't think it should have been him.
Yeah.
I don't know who it would have been. Maybe just not have, like, the extra, because we haven't talked about that yet, the extra things going on with this wedding. Which I actually don't think I even have any notes on. But maybe that just shouldn't have happened. Maybe there's too much going on that, like, you could have gotten rid of that, because, like, it was fun. Was it necessary, though? Not really. So maybe get rid of that and just let him take some of that, like, conflict and that heat for himself and his arc.
That wedding was so crazy. Something else.
Because, like, what even happened? The bridesmaid was, like, trying to steal the bride's, like, gifts.
The gifts, yeah. And then turns out the groom hired all of his groomsmen because he doesn't have friends.
Right. He was a dick.
Poor Tom Cruise.
Did the wedding happen? No, right?
No.
Okay, good.
I think it was about to happen, and then that's when that guy ended up on the...
But, like, those two didn't get married, right? Like, that bride deserves better. Poor girl was just crying the whole day.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Like, I feel like that was fun, and I enjoyed it, but if I had to, like, have that, or have Nathan, like, react like a normal human being, I would take Nathan reacting like a normal human being.
Yeah.
You know? Just thought. I realized it's too late to do anything.
Yeah, they did walk down the aisle with the dead body. Yeah, and Meddy saw it too, because they were like, the two groomsmen were like holding him in the middle, and they just walked him down.
Yeah, because they were so drunk.
He was just really drunk. Yeah, and then he fell over, and they were like, "Oh, Manta's dead."
Didn't her mom, like, drug them a bit or like poison them somehow, like gives them something.
Fourth aunt, she brought some sort of
Something.
drink. I don't remember the drink.
It starts with an A, I think.
Yeah. What is it called?
I have no idea. I'm not gonna be able to find it in here, guaranteed. Just like absinthe.
Absinthe. Yes.
Aha!
Where did that come from?
Can we just take a second? The fact that I cannot remember a single detail about a book that I read after this one.
Yeah.
But I just pulled absinthe out of my ass.
The title.
Thank you.
That's so funny.
Like, literally, I could not tell you the names of those characters in that book I read. And I read it a week ago. I read this like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, that's so
I don't understand my own brain. I'm sorry. Yeah, that was crazy. It's a dead guy.
Yep. I agree, Lisa.
I don't understand where that came from. Random.
It just got pulled out of your files. I was like, oh wait, we know this.
That was so funny. I was like, it starts with an A. Absinthe. Okay. Great. Yeah, I do feel like I could have just like done without that part of the book, if it did mean having Nathan elevated a bit, because it made it hard to like believe in their romance when like.
Well, because I felt like he was like too forgiving.
Like he was like a cardboard cutout. Like there was nothing to this man.
Yeah.
He's not realistic at all. Love him. Like, you know.
Yeah.
Okay, this is gonna be interesting. Page 218. What the fuck?
Let's
We're
see.
both in for a surprise here. What's it gonna be? You want to take a guess about what this is about?
I couldn't tell you.
There's like a mark on that page that I did not make. The joy of buying books secondhand.
Yes.
It's the dead guy down the aisle.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god. As the groomsmen take their place at the altar, I'm now close enough to see that the 8th groomsman, the one that I thought was too drunk to walk, the one who's being carried by the others, the 8th groomsman is Agwan. Agwan? Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. That whole thing, I was like, what the heck? I think that whole part of the book, I was texting you my reactions. I was like, what is happening?
Maybe. Was I on vacation at that point?
I think you were.
Yeah, I don't think I was fully like paying attention. Like I was trying to, but I was like not. So sorry. But
you're perfectly fine.
I love when authors do. I do this too. I'm a big fan of this. It's like when they like do like the specific like
yes,
staggered line for like dramatic effect. I love it. There's nothing I love more than isolating one really like good line or like one like reactionary line. Just isolating it outside of it, like out of a paragraph, just to make sure it hits. You know,
well, because it adds a little extra sparkle. Like it just makes it. You're just like,
because like if "oh my god" was written in one line, fine, great. You know,
hit the save.
Oh my god, it punches. You know, I like it. Just talk about writing craft a little bit. I love shit like that. I'm a big fan. Big fan. Specifically, I did it a lot in Reasons Why Not To, I think, because she's so anxious that, like, there was just so many, like, little, like, anxious titties. That, like, titties. That's not what That's not at all what I meant. I meant it with, like, D's, not T's. But I also don't even know if that's the right term I was looking for. Do we still think my brain's a magical thing?
That's so funny. I have tears forming.
Me too. I have to film after this. Jeez. Oh my god, I need to.
So I wonder if you could like see it on my face as soon as you said I was gonna like. What you said? My eyes are so red.
Oh my god, I'm so thirsty. Oh my god. Jeez, is it ever one of our live shows if we're not just breaking out in like...
Oh, I know. It happens at least once. I'm glad
No,
I wore my
just-
waterproof mascara today.
I don't even know if mine is. I would just love everybody to know that when me and Lissa are just, you know, doing our own little video chat,
Oh no.
we talk for like over 5 hours every time. And this happens too often.
There was one time where we stayed up till like 3 a.m. and like between like 12 a.m. and 3 a.m. we could not stop laughing. Like I'm pretty sure I gained some muscle from that.
Oh, it really goes back to our conversation before we started the live show, because I was in Disney and we walked like almost 30,000 steps a day, and I'm like, why aren't my legs toned? Like, why are they still like flabby? So like one good laughing session, where are the abs?
I know. Where are they at? I don't see them.
I can feel them forming. Where are they?
Right.
Oh, jeez. That was so stupid. Anyways, moving right along. I don't even want to talk about it.
I don't even remember what you were saying.
I was talking about reasons why not to.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god. Oh, this is stupid.
My face hurts.
Yeah, I ate a couple of bananas when we were away, and I was like, I'm doing so good. As I'm also eating like amusement park food the whole time, like I'm eating hamburgers and fries. I'm like,
no, but you had the bananas. Healthy.
It cancels it all out. You know those 2 ice cream cones you had? They don't count.
Doesn't matter anymore.
Oh jeez.
Oh, the worst thing is though, is when like you go grocery shopping with like your healthy mindset, and then later that night when it comes to snacking, there's no snacks. It's the worst.
Yeah.
It's so sad. Or there's just ingredients. It's just like, what was I thinking?
I hate when there's just ingredients. I don't
There's no snacks.
Oh, okay. This is stupid. Okay, the next one. Tom is a dick. Let's find that.
Who is that? Oh, that's the groom.
The groom. Just gotta cycle through how many dicks there are in here. None of them are Nathan. It said Tom is a dick, and this wedding is nothing short of a disaster. I love it.
Yeah, because I think that was when we found out that he paid for all the.
No, I think it's when they all like the groomsmen are like going crazy, and they're all trying to like get the groomsmen to like leave,
get off the stage, and he was like, "No, they need to be here. Like I can't be up here by myself."
Right. He's like, "They're my groomsmen. I get to decide to do with them."
Look at the state of them.
Yeah. And he's like, "Don't any of you dare move." Poor Jacqueline. She deserves so much better, and I still got tears in the corner of my eye. Like he just loses his like shit. And then of course, you know, he's trying to grab them, and the one he grabs closest is Agwan, the dead dude. And I just love this. It wasn't this option to be a movie. Am I going insane? I feel like it was. Lisa, please confirm. And Lisa, we trust. Because I could see this so perfectly in like an actual proper slow-mo moment, right? My mouth drops open and a no comes out low and slow and much too late. Just the comical of that would be so good.
Yeah, even just like the narration of this book, I feel like it would have been so good if I listened to it on audio.
Oh yeah.
Like I would have just loved that inner monologue read to me. It would have been so good.
I think I was trying to find the sequel on audio because I don't have a copy of it. I can't remember. I was like looking for like audiobooks before the trip just in case I ran out of like books to read, which I technically did. The last 45 minutes of my flight, I didn't have a book, but I opted to just listen to music. Be chill. Even though I had ebooks on my phone, no.
Because I had the audiobook on Libby, but my physical hold came in sooner. So.
I'm just like, okay. I've got a mirror right here. I don't know why I'm looking at the tiny little. Okay, my eyelashes are wet. 2:30. Bridesmaid spots dead guy. Right, because they all like fall into the water and like all this crazy stuff.
I don't know if it was all of them or if she just knocked Jacqueline into the pool.
Right.
It's been Jacqueline, and then she was like, "Oh, great."
Right. So like the bridesmaid, she's unnamed, I think. I don't know. Accidentally kicks the dead dude And then he doesn't move, merely lies there like a sack of potatoes.
Oof.
Potatoes. Her mouth drops open. Her shriek pierces through my entirety, stabbing through all the chaos and panic of the crowd. He's dead. Now, was he in the water?
No. I think he fell in front of it.
Okay, because I was going to say if he fell in the water, they totally could have just tried to pass it off as, like, he drowned. Because he was drunk, but, like, the sheriff, if he was dumb enough to believe the ruse, which is my other issue with this book, that Medi set up for him, he would have believed that he just, drowned. Because I've got questions about how this book wrapped up.
Yeah, that part, that's where I kind of got lost a bit.
So it has been optioned. That's the term. Optioned. Yeah, it's always so tough with that because the way it happens is like it will get optioned, which means like a film studio or somebody or like whatever will like buy the rights to it. So they'll pay the author some money and they have like the rights to it for like however long they decide in the contract, and they can try to do something with it in that time. But if not, then like that option will like run out. Which means the rights go back to the author, meaning they can sell it again to a different film studio or whoever, meaning that you can potentially like option your book multiple times and get like a payout for like doing nothing, like for it going nowhere. So I don't know how long ago. I mean, I don't know anything. But I would love to see this as a movie. I think it would be so funny and just so chaotic. I haven't seen Crazy Rich Asians. Have you seen it? Because for some reason that's the first thing that pops into my head. Because I feel like isn't that also like a chaotic?
I think there's a wedding involved.
I think so.
Yeah.
I need to watch that. I know my mom watched it and I think she liked it. I just never got around to it. I know I don't want to read the books because those books they don't look that long, but I'm pretty sure they're really long, and I just can't be bothered.
They might have thin pages.
Yeah, cannot be bothered. Yeah, so they find the dead body. Not good. Everything's going to shit now. And I'm just like, how? How is she going to get away with this now? Because surely
This is where I kind of got lost.
Yeah. I'm like, surely somebody's going to see that, like, she had the cooler and, like, they were being really suspicious. And, like, Nathan did suspect. He didn't say anything to her, but he suspected.
Yeah. There was even a part where, like, his hand was hanging out of the cooler as well.
Yeah, like, just weird things. He saw the body in the bed. Like, weird shit. But also, wouldn't he have known if they had like a guy with them? Since he like owns the hotel, wouldn't he know?
Yeah.
Like, how did a dude get in there without him seeing him?
Yeah. I think that was because I think she said that like it was like one of his staff members or like something like that.
Oh, maybe. See, I don't remember little details like this. Oh my god, I feel like I'm gonna sneeze. Oh yeah, the sheriff was so unhinged. Okay, he should get his badge taken away. This man should not be a sheriff. He should not be doing anything because he just arrests Nathan simply because he's like
there.
Like he's there and he's like mad about like these people coming there and like having these big parties or like whatever the fuck he was doing. Like he was mad at him already, and so he kind of just like used that. And it's like you did it, but like he had absolutely no evidence or anything backing it up.
Yeah.
He was just like, you did it, clearly, because you had a party. Like,
you're the owner of this place. It was obviously you.
Obviously.
Ugh.
Right.
Yeah, I did not like that man.
I'm like, okay. Yeah, he just like was asking like random questions about like what agency like the groomsmen were from. And just like asking them questions, and he's like, you can go. I know who did it.
Yeah.
Without like asking Nathan anything, without like doing anything.
Yeah.
Nathan Chan, you were under arrest for the murder of this man. And he's just like smiling proudly, like, sir, you've got no evidence.
He thought
like,
he ate, but he did not.
He really did. Really did. And like also like Nathan's like reassuring Medi as he's being taken away in handcuffs, and like at this point I'm pretty sure he already knew that it was Medi who did it, right? Sir? Which
is probably why he wasn't like fighting against it, I guess, because he was just like, oh, But
like,
yeah.
also, just like, why? Why are you so willing to go down for a woman that you have not spoken to until today in 4 years, who like broke your heart really abruptly?
Yeah.
Like, I think I have a bit more grace if it was like a smaller period of time. Like maybe if it was like 6 months or a year, but like 4 years.
All the time.
Or like maybe if like they just like lost touch or something. I think I would have liked it better if they just lost touch.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of like her abruptly breaking up, because then it just feels slightly more unrealistic that like he's just like so like, oh my god, like I missed you, like it's so good to see you. It's just weird. It's weird.
Agreed.
Don't love it. Do not love it. Yeah, I wrote jaw drop when I found out that Nathan knew that she killed him. It's true love. Okay, you know what? I can get on board with true love, but like when you add murder into the mix, it's like surely, like they're not married or anything. They're not actually together. Sir, you can get out of there.
Yeah.
Find somebody who hasn't murdered somebody. Because like at this point, he doesn't know why she did it. She could be a serial killer, and he has no idea, and he's just defending her with his life.
Yeah.
Couldn't be me. And I'm a hopeless romantic. It couldn't be me. Yeah, she like pretends to be his lawyer. I like all of that. That was really fun.
Mm-hmm. That part.
Yeah.
Silly.
But like this whole thing, that dead boy, that dead body. I killed him. There it is. The truth. Falling out of my mouth like a snake, twisting in the air between us. I don't take my eyes from Nathan's face because I want to memorize the way he's been looking at me. He's never going to look at me the same way again, not with this horrible thing I've just dropped in his lap. I brace myself for the horror that'll no doubt take over his face as soon as my words sink in, but it doesn't come. Nathan just sighs, and then he says 2 words that leave me speechless. I know. Sir? Like, what do you mean?
And the sigh beforehand, too.
No. I know. Thanks, sir.
I know.
It's not that big of a deal. Like, I know.
It's fine.
Like, she gets more, like she has more, like reactions or, like, whatever than he does. Like, she's like, what? And he's like, shh. And she's like, sorry, but what the fuck, Nathan? Like, that should have been his reaction to finding out that she killed somebody. Like, what the fuck, Medi? He's like, I know, I figured it out. Oh, he sighed again. And he's like, Medi, you and your family have been acting shady as shit the whole day, and you guys were lugging around that ridiculous cooler everywhere. I didn't know what to make of it. I thought maybe something had gone wrong with the wedding cake, and you guys were trying to hide it or something. But then I went into the kitchen to check, and the wedding cake was fine. So then I thought maybe it was something else with the food. Then when the body appeared on the altar, it doesn't exactly take a rocket scientist to put 2 and 2 together. And then he does that.
He says that, but nobody else.
Yeah.
Nobody else picked up on it.
No. To be fair, there was a lot going on at that wedding.
It was very chaotic.
But then he's like, can you tell me why you did it at least? But you would think that like there would be a bit of anger, a bit of like what the fuck, a bit like of fear maybe, or like anxiety around it before, like as he's asking that question. And then once he finds out it was self-defense, maybe then he calms down. Like that didn't happen. Weird. And he's like, that's okay, I'm not gonna tell anyone. And like she is justifiably as confused as we are. She's like, what do you mean you're not gonna tell anybody? Like you've been arrested for a murder that I've committed. Like, what do you mean? Like I feel like she is saying everything that we are feeling. Yeah.
I think he said something along the lines of he lost her once and he doesn't want to lose her again, so he can handle this or something like that.
I guess that just seems very absurd to me.
Yeah.
Also, I failed you once, Medi. I didn't fight for you, and I've regretted it ever since. I don't want to lose you again. She failed him too. They were both like at fault. Like maybe he should have fought for her a little bit harder, but like in his defense, it came out of nowhere.
There wasn't really much he could do either, because like she had her mind made up.
Yeah.
Like,
so weird.
Yeah.
Anyway. And then, like, she brings up very good points. Like, it'll be such bad publicity if there's even a shred of suspicion on you. The resort, and it gets cut off, but, like, the resort will, like, go under, essentially, is I'm assuming what she means. And, like, this is, like, his livelihood. This is everything he's ever wanted, this hotel.
Mm-hmm.
So, don't you think he would be a little bit, like, more hesitant? My toe cracked again. It's like every time I move them. But don't you think he would be more, like...
Yeah,
like
Friday.
Sir?
He's an interesting man.
Very interesting. Just catering to Medi.
Yeah.
And he's like, please let me do this for you. If you come forward and admit you did it, I'll do the same. I'll insist that I did it, and then I'll definitely 100% lose all of this. I just want to talk to this man. This man, I think, needs a therapist. He needs some self-respect. He needs to learn some things. Don't like him. But I do like him. Like, I'm conflicted. I think he's a little dumb. But it all works out in the end. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
It's okay.
It's alright. Like, I really was trying not to take this book too seriously. Like, it is just like a fun, chaotic time already. It's a little bit of an unrealistic story, right? It's very chaotic, like, whatever. But sometimes there are just some things. They're just like, get on your mind and you can't get rid of them. Yeah. But my last note is page 263. Marine has a gun to fan heads.
Yeah.
What the fuck is this book? That was my note. Because it just like kept getting so ridiculous. I'm like, what's happening?
Yeah. The part that was so funny about that scene to me, though, is like she was telling like Medi to like do these things for her, and then her mom was like, "See, she's a good businesswoman. She knows what she's doing. She's so persuasive. You should be like her." And she's like, "Mom, she has
Her
a
mom's
gun."
priorities were a little whack. I loved it. It's
so
made for a very entertaining time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and then all the aunts were like, "I agree. She's doing such a good job. You should be like her."
Yeah, she's doing such a good job holding a gun to her head. Yeah. It's just like there with all the ants holding a gun, and it's like, oh, now we can begin. You're here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Everything with Marine was like a little weird. Is the second book about Marine and Jacqueline? Is that what's? Did I read that? I mean, Lisa's already read it. Maybe she can tell us faster than I can look it up. But
because I think they might have done their wedding, and then they had to do it again for the Tom Cruise guy.
Right.
Because he wanted to one up her.
Sure. 4 aunties.
Oh yeah, because I think it was in a magazine. The wedding was.
Oh no, this is her own wedding. Do they do their wedding at the end of the book?
I think they mentioned it.
I feel like I remember a wedding.
Yeah.
Between Maureen and Jacqueline, which also just seemed really weird. Now that it's coming back to me, I'm like, why would Jack like best friends? I guess, but Maureen was batshit crazy.
But then the whole reason why she did that was because she was gonna steal it, but then give it back afterwards.
Yeah.
But like, why?
She was like in love with Jacqueline, I guess.
Yeah. But how?
And then like one of the aunties is like, "Don't scare her," and she's like, "Oh shit, I'm sorry. I didn't think you'd jump like that. Are you okay?" And I'm like, I won't do that again. That was kind of an asshole move on my part. I just wanted to scare you a bit. I didn't think you'd react like that. Jeez, girl. Gun to their head. Like, sorry.
Oh, she's a silly.
Like, it's just, this whole book is so chaotic in like the best way. Like, it's so funny. That was the question. But do Maureen and Jacqueline get married by the end of this book? I feel like they do. I feel like there's like a little flash forward. Like, that's what happens.
Oh.
Ooh. See, I don't actually know what goes on, so I'm like, I don't want to read it. Excited. More chaos. Maybe I'll like Nathan more in that book. I don't know.
Maybe.
Because maybe he'll be in on everything and it'll be funny. I don't know. I love this part. Marine frowns. Okay, I'm not a TV villain, so I'm not going to draw this out. That gun's not loaded. Weird.
Aren't they both not loaded?
Yeah, I don't know. Marine did find out that Medi killed the dude. Because he was supposed to help her with everything. So there's at least one other person who knows what she did.
Also, she was blackmailing, because she recorded her saying that it wasn't on purpose or something like that.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, well, then you have to do this for me or else they're gonna know.
Yeah, like Jacqueline just like forgives her like right away.
Mm-hmm.
I can't. Yeah, I don't know. Oh yeah, so basically they're both in love with each other.
Mm-hmm.
Because Jackie's like, I only dated guys because I didn't want you to even suspect that I might be into you. I don't know. I feel like I wouldn't be so quick to forgive if my best friend, maid of honor lady, had a gun to my like wedding people's heads and like try to steal things from me, even if she was gonna like give them back. Like, why would you add that chaos?
Yeah.
Into my wedding.
And then steal it back. Because that was the whole reason why.
Maureen
Why?
is the me and maid of honor. Jacqueline's the bride. I also would not know the names if I was not looking inside the book. So.
Yeah, I forgot their names until you started reading it.
Yeah. So then we get to the sheriff, and this is like also like, I hate when like something happens at the end of the book and it kind of like doesn't taint the book, but it kind of like leaves like a sour taste in your mouth. Like,
Yeah.
why did it have to happen like this?
Mm-hmm.
This just happened to me with another book. I was reading Prom Chanted by Morgan Matson, and there's like one little thing at the end, and I'm like, this feels so out of character. Like you just wanted to add like a little like splash of drama in there at the end, and it felt really unnecessary.
Oh, I hate when books like take you out by making the characters not feel like themselves, and you're just like, oh, this doesn't make sense.
Yeah. So yeah, they basically just like spun like a tale that like I think just like excluded like it's what happened, or like what was supposed to happen if he hadn't died with like Maureen and everything. But then like took Maureen out of it as like a bad person.
Yeah, he was just planning on stealing it and then planted it in her room, and then he got stuck in a cooler because he hid in there.
Yeah. And
Plus,
he's
also
kind of like
the sheriff, he was very like adamant about like not involving anyone else because he wanted to figure it out on his own.
Yeah.
So.
But like, what bothered me was I'm like, you're telling me that nobody like tried to do an autopsy on this man.
That's what I'm saying. Like they didn't.
Check. Like surely like. Some other person would have had to be involved at some point. Like you take the body to like a morgue, like something like that's not in the sheriff's control at that point.
Yeah.
Unless you just like dispose of the body, but like why would you do that? It doesn't make any sense. So you would think that like at some point a proper autopsy would be done on like because even if like you know the cause of death, I'm pretty sure autopsies are still done. You know, even if it's like a natural type of death, like I'm pretty sure they still do autopsies. Just to like rule anything out.
Probably.
So you would think that somebody would have done an autopsy at one point and realized that he'd already been dead for however many hours, and like I don't know. Maybe I'm making something out of nothing. I don't know.
I had the same thought though when I was reading it.
Yeah. I think it was just a little unsatisfying how easily she got away with it in the end. Because like obviously she like I want her to get away with it, obviously. I'm not gonna root against her. I'm here for women's wrongs, you know.
Yes.
But like, and the whole book was chaotic. Like she did like have to jump through hoops to like try to get away with it. But like at the end, I feel like we just needed like a little something. I don't know. I do not know. I don't know what would have had to happen to make me feel satisfied. To be honest, I just know that like this did not leave me satisfied. But I don't know what would have been better.
So.
You know, so like that's not helpful at all.
Brain go wee.
True, like it was so fun. It was so chaotic. I would definitely be up to like reading it again, and I do want to read the sequels. I liked the epilogue. The epilogue was fun. How it like mirrored the beginning of the book with like the big like family meal, and now Nathan's a part of it, and it's like so cute. Didn't they have the same last name?
Yes.
Iconic. So you get married and you don't have to do any paperwork.
Exactly.
I don't think I would ever change my name.
Yeah.
I think about this a lot. I'm like, I've lived my whole life with my name. Why would I change it? Like, it's not going to be me.
Yep.
You know? Yeah. Anyways. That was just like a random little, like, I like this book. This book was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun discussing it as well.
Mm-hmm. The lovely chaotic time.
You look so cute right now. Like, I feel like you're like in like this heavenly light or something.
I know. I don't know where it came from. It was all dark and gloomy, and now I'm just
like mine looks so like dark compared to yours.
Yeah, I don't know where it came from either.
Dude, I don't know. I can't wait to my new house because I feel like the lighting is gonna be so much better there. I've got like a nice pendant light that's got like multiple lights in it. I'm gonna have like a big balcony door right next to me. It's gonna be beautiful. Not gonna lie, I am scared about sun damage on my books though. So
yeah, that's scary.
Yeah, might just have to make sure I've got some sort of curtain situation at all times.
All times.
Yeah, like originally I was like, oh, think of like flowy, like transparent, like, you know, whatever, nice white curtains. And I was like, hold on a second, because I was like, oh, I don't need to block anybody from seeing me. I'm not gonna get dressed in there.
Yeah.
And then I was like, hold on a second though, like my books. Must protect the books.
Gotta protect the books.
So I need like a proper curtain now, which is a little sad.
Yeah, sun damage is scary because you can't do anything about it. Like it just happens.
No, I don't think any of my books have like sun damage. I think I might have one, like maybe a copy of Fangirl or something might have slight sun damage on the spine. Because I did have like my window facing like directly on like 3 bookshelves. But I didn't get like sun on that side very intensely. But like I'm now facing the sun, which is good because I get to see sunsets. I've never had before. We're just gonna have to test things out.
You just have to get like UV blocking, like a sheet to put on it, maybe, like on the window. I don't even know how that would work.
Dude, me either.
No clue.
Yeah. Anyways, originally I was just supposed to have a regular window in there, and then the designer was like, "What about a balcony?" And my mom really liked that idea, and then I had no choice but to go along with it. So. It'll be nice. I get to decorate it for like the holidays. I'm gonna put like fun lights out there.
That'll be cute.
Yeah, it's not even like a real balcony. It's a Juliet balcony, and I literally can't even like step out on it. That's how like narrow it's gonna be.
It's just like decorative.
Yeah, which I think is so stupid. Like if you're gonna have it there, like let me stand on it. But then like she tried to explain how it was gonna look because they would have to put like support under it. And my mom didn't like it. So. Sad for me. I don't get to sit out there and read or anything. I'm gonna try.
I was gonna say it would be cute if you could go out there and like write like a little table.
I was thinking that this is so off topic. We're done talking about the book. It's fine. For like Halloween, I want to get like little baby pumpkins.
Oh,
and
that'd
line
be so
them
cute.
up or something. Yeah.
I love pumpkins. Oh,
I'm gonna do like Christmas lights at Christmas time. Yeah, it's gonna be good. Okay. Anyways, this book was a lot of fun. I'm so happy that I finally got around to reading it because, like I said, I have been putting it off for quite a while. Like I'm pretty sure I've owned
too for the book club. It was fun.
Wait, there's discussion questions at the end. I forgot. I think I looked at them and like not a lot of them like interested me to talk about. Oh, okay. Although Medi's mother and aunt are constantly sniping at each other, at the end of the day, they are willing to drop everything to help Medi. Can you relate to this, whether it is with your group of friends or with your family?
I think so.
I would help you cover a dead body, cover up a murder. I don't know how I would do that from a different country.
Yeah.
But I would do it. Yeah. Oh. See, even the reader's guide discussion questions are with us. Although Medi broke up with Nathan abruptly when they were in college, he was immediately happy to see her again and didn't push her too hard for answers. Were you surprised by how readily he accepted her hurried apology and how willing he was to help Medi with hiding the truth about the dead body? Yes. See, do you know? Okay. Obviously, like, I don't know how reader guides come to be. I don't know who in the publishing house does that. I don't know who's like responsible for that. I don't think it's the author coming up with the question. But if I was an author and I was like flipping through that at the end of the book, I'd be like, you know what, you're so right. Maybe I should have written that differently.
Yeah, maybe I should have changed it.
Is it too late to do some edits? Obviously, like, it's all about the author's intention. She probably intended it to be this way, wanted him to be perfect, just like Tashi in Content With You. So I do acknowledge that. I just kind of wish there was a bit more conflict tension there. If you were to accidentally kill your blind date, which, let's face it, is something that could totally happen to anyone, who would you call to help dispose of the body? Would it be someone in your family? Disclaimer, of course, in a real life situation, we all know the first thing to do would be to call the police.
Yeah. I honestly don't.
I don't think I'd go to my family. I think I would go to Lorena. Or Aaliyah. I feel like Aaliyah would know a lot about what to do. She knows a lot of things about a lot of things.
Yeah.
Like, she will just she'll just like come to you like the most out of pocket, like random fact of like anything. And it's like, well, how did you learn this? So I feel like she just Googles weird things in her free time, and she would just know what to do. So I feel like I'd go to Aaliyah for like the technical of like, what the hell do I do? But go to Lorena because I know that she would just, she would just do it. Do you think Maureen is a redeemable character? Would you have been able to forgive her if you were in Jacqueline's position?
No.
Because, like, regardless or not, if I, like, got married to that dude. Because, okay, no. Think about it this way, right? Jacqueline was not in love with Tom. Right? She was in love with Maureen.
Well, if anything, yeah, it would have made me more upset because, like,
Maureen didn't know.
I loved that person. And, like...
Okay, here's where I get it, right? Maureen doesn't know that Jacqueline's not actually in love with Tom. So she is just willingly ruining her best friend's wedding, even though she is under the assumption that she is in love with this husband-to-be. It's like, that's what gets me. She had no clue that Jacqueline shared her feelings.
Yeah, that's what, like, I would be upset. Like, I don't know.
And I guess I don't know. I guess it depends how good of a friend she was up until that point. I don't like it. Maureen pissed me off, not gonna lie.
Yeah, it's very iffy.
Yeah, okay. I have to film a video. Or try to film a video anyways. So, our book for this month, I realize it's almost the end of the month already. It's fine.
Yeah.
Is A Chance to Fly by Ali Strugger and Stacey and David Owitz. Me and Alyssa, or mainly me, set a rule for myself for the book club that I can only have 3 rereads in the year. Because too many times last year.
We read so many. You already read.
Yeah, which is fun because I then get to force Alyssa to read some of my favorite books. But I was like, it's a bit much. Like, I also want to be able to like get new reading experiences out of this book club. So I set myself a goal, or like a rule, only 3 rereads. So,
and she's been very strict about it too.
I have. I've been like really thinking about it. So we did the 7% of Roe Devereaux. That was 1. This is number 2, The Chance to Fly. And I'm already trying to think about like what book I can do for like the second, like later half of the year. You know what? It is fun. I'm not gonna lie, because then I know it better. And there's also like the guarantee that I already like it. Because that's always a gamble. Like with Strange the Dreamer, that one. Tough. That one was tough for me to get through. I feel like.
Also, I haven't made any progress with the second book. I read the first few chapters and I checked out.
I had a dream that I swear to God, as I was just thinking about it, I thought really happened. But I had a dream that I saw somebody reading Strange the Dreamer. And I saw it and I pointed out to my dad. And I was like, I just read this book, I didn't like it. And he's like, oh, I was actually thinking about that book. Or like, I thought that looked interesting. So like, surely that didn't actually happen. He would never say that. He doesn't read.
I hate when like you think of something and you don't know if like it actually happened, if it was a dream, or if you saw it online somewhere.
Like, that wouldn't have happened. Like, I feel like the first part would have happened where like I would have pointed it out, but like he never in a million years would he be like, oh, I was looking at that book.
Yeah.
Because, like, my father does not read. He has not read since he was a child. Like, he literally says he has not completed a book since, like, elementary school.
Jeez.
Meaning that he, like, never read any books he was supposed to in high school. So. Did not get the reader gene from him. He also reads like a snail. He's, like, so slow. Anyways, I was, like, reading, like a Facebook post over his shoulder, like a Facebook comment over his shoulder, and I was like, I read it, like, twice by the time that he had caught up to the point where, like, he pressed the see more button, because it was, like, a really long comment. I, like, read it twice, just waiting for him to press see more. It was agonizing. Anyways, The Chance to Fly. This is a super cute, charming, heartwarming, beautiful, middle grade book, where our main character, beautiful girl, what is your name? Nat. Love Nat. Regardless of the fact that I just forgot her name. Love her. She moves to a new town at the beginning of summer, some point during summer. And she's supposed to be on, I think, a wheelchair racing team, or like some sort of track team, right? And she gets there and realizes she doesn't really want to do that. And she sees that there is auditions for a musical, like a summer camp musical thing that, like, is happening, like, across the street from this place. And she really wants to do it. They're putting on a production of Wicked. It's her favorite musical, and she knows. She's never seen Wicked. She's only, like, heard Wicked. So she knows that there's a character in a wheelchair. I also have never seen Wicked. But she's like, this is perfect for me. Like, I have to do this. And she convinces her parents to let her do it. She actually does it behind their back first, but she convinces them to let her do it. And it's, like, so cute. It's so beautiful. I love it so much. Even if you, like, don't read middle grades, this, like, I'm, like, such an advocate for reading in, like, every age category ever. And, like, it's so cute.
There's some good gems in middle grade books. There's some really
so
good.
Good. And I just think, like, there is something for everybody in every age category. Like, I love reading YA. I loved reading when I was a young adult for obvious reasons, because you can relate to it in the moment. But I also love reading it in, like, hindsight, of being like, this is a book I could have used when I was that age, or being able to relate to it in hindsight, being like, I went through something similar, or, like, whatever. Or even sometimes it still applies.
Yeah.
Currently. And this, I really particularly love middle grade. Because there's so many, like, crazy things that are happening as you're, like, going through that kind of, like, a puberty phase. And it's just, like, so beautiful. Like, this book deals with, like, crushes, and I just love that. It's, like, very, like, innocent, cute little love, and it's amazing. And it's, like, very different from, like, a YA romance, but it's, like, so cute. I also just read a middle grade graphic novel yesterday, and that was also really cute. It dealt with periods. It was, like, loosely based off of the author's like, past experiences, because she was, like, they immigrated to Canada from Romania, I think. So I dealt with, like, a lot of that, but then also, like, the character getting her period for the first time, so it would, like, often, like, skip, like, to every month, and, like, she would get her period every month, and it was, like, dealing with all of that, and, like, the universal experiences of getting your period, like, you know, getting your friend to, like, slyly, like, look at your butt to, like, make sure you didn't leak. I'm like, I did that so many times.
Yep.
Literally, exactly. Can you check me? That's what happened. So I just love it. So this book, so good. It's one of my favorites. It's so adorable. I just, like, look at these cute little kiddos who just want to put on a little production of Wicked. It's amazing.
Oh, that's so cute.
Isn't it? I love Nat so much. There's also a sequel that they call a companion, but it's literally just, like, a direct sequel. Like, follows the same characters. It's right after the events of this book. Like, it's a sequel. I don't know why they called it a companion. And that one's so cute. It's about her starting school for the first time in this new town after the summer, and they do a production of Footloose at the school, and it's very beautiful because she made all these friends in this little, like, theater camp, and she gets to, like, go to school with them, but then it's like she's meeting the school versions of them that's, like, different from, like, the theater, like, summer versions of them. So there's tension there within the friendships, and, like, obviously just, like, starting a new school for the first time, and obviously, like, the challenges and difficulties that come with being in a wheelchair and, like, in unfamiliar situations. So good. Like, this is one of my favorite books of all time. I love it so much. Like, I read it in one day the first time, probably the second time too. It's just so cute. The font is not that big, so it's, like, an easy read. I'm pretty sure the chapter titles are like theater references to, like, different songs. I could be wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. There are worse things I could do. That's a Grease song, so I must be right. I must be right. I see one example. I'm right.
All right.
And like the dedication. Come on. For every kid who has a dream, even if the odds are against you, don't ever stop finding ways to fly.
Oh. I love.
Yeah. This book also came out in 2021. Look at us. Amazing. I love it so much. Also, fun fact, this author, one of the authors, Ali Stroker, is also an actress. She's in a like Hallmarky type Christmas movie. Where she plays a writer, and I've talked to you about this movie before. But she is a writer, and she goes on like this little kind of like a writing retreat. She goes to this like holiday destination. It's like little like inn or something every Christmas. It's like means a lot to her, like in her family and stuff. And she finds out that it's like closing down, and even though she's on like this tight deadline for her book, she goes down anyways, and she uses it as like a writing retreat. And then she meets a dude, obviously, who's like taking over the inn. He's gonna be like changing things, and they fall in love. And this was like the first movie, apparently, in the post-COVID era, where they used plexiglass during the kiss scene, so they weren't actually kissing, and you can tell.
Yeah. I wonder how awkward that is.
Ooh, she was so proud of it. I read an interview. She was so proud. And I watch it, and I have a video on my phone that I filmed because I was like, they didn't kiss. And it's like before I like Googled it, so I'm like, they clearly did not kiss. Like there is like space, like the way that they filmed it, it's very obvious that their lips never touch. And it's because I Googled it, and there was a whole interview, and they're like kissing through plexiglass, so they weren't like exchanging germs.
Yeah. But wouldn't that just be so obvious that they're not?
I feel like there could have been a way for them to edit that better. Like just do a different angle, because like they like cut it like a second faster, because like you can see the moment that they're pulling away, and it's very obvious their lips are nowhere near each other. So like if you just like edited it slightly differently, I feel like they could have pulled it off to where nobody would really notice. But I noticed and like appreciate the effort, you know. Yeah. Not just right of COVID. Love that. They just did not do it super well, and I'm wondering if like any other movie did that. I'm sure they did. But like it was crazy. It was a really cute movie. I've seen it twice. I watched it last July. Why not? And then I watched it at Christmas again. It's very cute. You know, very like Hallmark love. I don't think it's actual like Hallmark, but like that.
The vibes.
Yeah. Like cheesy Christmas romance, which is like my favorite thing. I spent like all of November watching those movies, and then like I watch proper Christmas movies in December. Oh my god, I will see you, Lisa, if I can. I can try to send you the video that I have if I know where it is. I think I took it on Snapchat. It was ridiculous. Maybe I'll see if I can try to show it to you here so that everybody can enjoy the chaos of this. It might take me a second to find it. I think it was July of last year that I watched it. We had like just moved in here, and I was like, I really felt like I needed like something like, yeah, oh my god, it's right here. They didn't even kiss. Let me see if you can. Okay, wait. Like their lips were nowhere near each other. Like, could you see that? Like, it's nowhere near each other.
Yeah, they should have cut it.
Like, if they just like cut that in like a slightly different way, I feel like it would have been fine. Like I literally rewatched it like 10 times to make sure that I was like not seeing things. So like there was like, if they just like literally cut, like had the back of her head for like a second longer and had them already pulled apart a little bit, it would be fine. Ew, I hate it, literally. It's so bad.
Yeah.
But don't let that like hold you against the movie. It was actually like quite cute.
Brittany, like the movie's actually good.
The movie itself was fine. Like again, very cheesy. Like whatever. She writes like really weird books. She also like the whole like thing is like the dude is like the guy on her book covers. Like it's like painted book covers. But she's like, that's clearly like that's my character. And like she finds out why later on. Let me see if I can find out what the movie's called. And see if you guys can somehow find access to it, because it was like not a bad movie, and it's like this author, because I was like, why does she look familiar? Because she's right there. She was also she was in some sort of like musical or something, because I think she was the first actress to win a Tony Award, like first actress in a wheelchair to win a Tony Award.
Oh.
I think that's not coming out of my ass. I think that's real. I could just be spewing shit to you guys. I don't know. I think I read that somewhere. Was it not on this app? I thought it was on this app. Is it gone? Did I take it off of my app? Oh no, is it gone? I love this movie. Okay. Or was it on Crave? It might have been on Crave. Christmas. What's your favorite, like, Christmas movie?
I like Home Alone.
You know what I could just do? I could just look up her fucking name and then look at the fucking thing she's been in. Jesus Christ. Okay. Yeah, look at her accepting her little award. Cutie.
Aww.
Love her.
Yeah.
Oh, she was also in the Glee Project. Christmas Ever After is what it is called. Christmas.
Got it in my notes.
Watch movie. Where can you watch it? It's on Crave or Amazon Prime premium subscription. So Crave also premium subscription. I don't know what that means, but do it that way, you will. Oh, she was also in Blue's Big City Adventure. Blue's Clues. That's fun.
Oh.
Right. She's also, yes, she's in Only Murders in the Building. Have you seen that show?
Mm-mm.
That's not helpful. The podcast that the characters make in that show garners like fans who like wait outside their their apartment building, and she is one of them.
Oh, that's fun.
That was also like, why is she so familiar? That. Yeah, good stuff. Yeah, Only Murders in the Building. I have not finished the most recent season, and the new season's coming out next month. I'm just like, ooh, my bad. I don't know. This is what happens when I try to watch shows with my parents. They just never get done. Anyways, I gotta go. Like, I'm not gonna be able to film a video now before my mom gets home. Chaos, okay? Love this book. Read it with us this month. So excited. We also have our book for next month picked out, so stay tuned for that. I'm very excited. I think Lisa's already read our next book as well, so.
Ooh.
I think. I don't think I'm making that up. Again, could be lying to you. I don't know. I feel like I've like entered my wackadoodle hours.
Oh no.
This is something that like we kept saying on vacation with my mom, because like we would like, okay, she was like kind of sick on our vacation. It was like really tragic. But like for the first few days we would like go into the park for a few hours, then we'd go back to the hotel so that they could rest. And then by the time we went back to the park, she was like got like a boost of energy, and she was like wackadoodle, like she was giggling all the time, like just weirdo. So every day we're like, you've hit your wackadoodle hours. Like, I love this for us. You've gone a bit kooky. And I feel like I've entered that stage a little bit.
Filming will be fun then.
Oh yeah. We'll see if I can do it. I've got a fan on right now, and I just know, because I've tried filming with the ceiling fan on, and like there are a couple of times where like it swooshes by the mic too hard, and like you can hear it.
Oh.
I don't know how it's been for this live show.
I haven't heard it at all.
Good. I might like do like a test clip and see how bad it is. Maybe if I like film on the floor today instead of like on a chair.
That might work.
Because it's farther away. I'm gonna test it because I need to film videos. I can't just not film all summer long. Yeah. It's already been over a month since I posted, and that makes me uncomfy.
You don't want to see how long it's been since I posted.
Yeah. And I know Lisa's on a little break right now, and I find it funny that we both, like, I'm not on like an official break, but like we both, for the first time this year, not posted a reading journal video or like a bullet journal video. And I was like, how fitting that like I didn't even think about it
at the same time.
I was like so like in a chaotic mode at the beginning of this month. I didn't even notice she didn't upload it, and then she said it in like her video where she was like officially announcing the break, and I was like, oh my god, like we both did not post a video this month of our bullet journals. That's crazy. We just did it at the same time, like so in sync. All year we're both talking about like how like unmotivated we feel with our bullet journal and like filming and like whatever.
Wow. Love that for you.
I just simply did not have the time to like film it this month. I was like, if I try to film it, it's just not gonna get done. Because I like was like hastily doing it as July had already started. Yeah, but she posted a picture of her journal, and it looked very cute. It's like a pool theme, adorable.
I think I saw that.
Yeah, I did a Disneyland theme this month. So.
It's cute. Girlies that get burnt out together stay together. Honestly, very true statement.
Yes. I hope that in this time away, Lisa, that you feel rejuvenated, that you get your, your groove back, and that you feel excited to film again. I am still waiting for that to happen, and yeah, I simply will not give myself a proper break. So. Mental health era, it's fine. I've hit my wackadoodle era. Like, what the fuck am I saying right now?
Yeah.
Thank. Oh, I'm like, what did I say? It's like, what did I say to warrant a thank you? I just went on like a whole tirade of like, I hope you're okay. I hope you're gonna do well. Like,
then you get a thanks. You're like, for what? What did I say?
Maybe the wackadoodle era hits when I don't think anybody's gonna be watching anymore. Like, if people like go on like the playback, do you think they're gonna get to almost a 2-hour mark? Probably not. Wackadoodle era. It's fine. Okay. Lisa, since you're the only one currently here, read this book. Anybody watching in the playback, read this book with us. We still got some time this month. Probably won't do the live show right away in August either, so you'll still have some time. Read this book. It's very short. Like I said, I read it in a day. It's not unusual, but it's a very easy, very cute read. And I really love it. I really do. Like, it's just so cute. There's something just so wholesome about a little creative book about them, just these little kids just dreaming about, musicals and theater, and like they just want to put on a production of Wicked. And it's very fitting because the Wicked movie's coming out at some point. I don't know when, because I don't care.
I think it's November.
That far away, really?
Yeah.
Damn. Do they normally release trailers that early?
I don't know.
Weird. Anyway.
Yeah.
Wicked. On theme. Love that. Very excited. Read that with us. Thank you. That was stuck to my leg.
No.
That is how sweaty I am right now. Like, that was stuck to my leg. Like, like when you're sitting on like a plastic seat, like a seat.
Yeah, and you get up and you can feel it. Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised I don't have like a book imprint on my leg. If this had any embossing in it, I definitely would have.
That would be
Anyways. This was fun.
It was.
Oh my god. Okay, I gotta go. I love you all so much. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.